I'm going to start with, what do you admire most about Angela?
I admire Angela's confidence.
Mm.
I love that about her. She is who she is, and she's unapologetically that person. And I just love that about her.
Okay, so you say she is who she is, but I really like that season is exploring, can people and vampires change? So, one, do you think people and vampires can change in real life? And two, what is something that you would like to change that you're already good at that you'd like to be better at?
I think people have the capacity to do and be anybody. So I think people can change. I think Angela can change. I think it's in terms of Angela, I think this is kind of who she's always been. It's just something that she hasn't shown in a really long time. I think there's things that people, there's lines people may not cross. Are they capable of doing that? 100%, but they just choose not to do that. So I think that's always really interesting as an actor, to think about. Playing villains is fun. It's fun playing morally ambiguous characters because, like I said, people have the capacity to do any of these things. It just depends on whether or not they choose to cross that line or not. And it's interesting as an actor to play when those people do cross those lines, and how they rationalize those choices. And so I think Angela's always been kind of this person, but she chooses to be very guarded. And like I said, she is who she is, and she's unapologetically like that. Does it always help her? No. Is it always the nicest person to be around? Probably not. But she also is someone that's like, if you don't like it, you don't have to be around me, which is, at the same time, I respect that in people. And is what's something that I found I'm good at. I would like to do more stunts, honestly.
Ooh.
Nothing too dangerous. I have this thing where I'm always very much aware of how much I could hurt myself doing something. Like I was skiing this past winter, and I was every time I'd get my flow in, all of a sudden I'd be like, you could really hurt yourself doing this. And then I'd tense up and get a little bit nervous. But yeah, so I guess stunts would be something I would really like to get better at. Maybe just some stunt fighting, stuff like that, doing some more cable work. That would be a lot of fun.
That sounds amazing. Also, when you said skiing, my lower back hurt. I was like, no, ow. Oh, I'm too old for this. It's
Yeah, I hadn't been skiing in such a long time, and my muscle memory came back, and I was like, oh, I'm actually pretty good at this, until it came down to certain hills. And then I was looking at it, I'd be at the top and I'd be like, I don't know about this, guys.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I was like, muscle memory can't compensate for joint pain. I'm rickety.
Yeah, by the second day, I was like, I'm good. I'm gonna stay here.
I'll be in the lodge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. What flavor of slushy would you describe yourself as, and why?
Ooh, me or Angela?
Yeah, you. No, you.
Okay, me. I said this in the last one, but I feel like this is also very much me. They said if Angela had to be a slushy, but if I was a slushy, I would also probably pick raspberry lemonade.
Okay.
Sweet and sour.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
A little, yeah.
A dichotomy. We contain multitudes.
Exactly. A little sass, but a little sweetness at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it. Between being on Surreal Estate and Reginald the Vampire, are you more or less convinced that the supernatural exists than when you started on both shows?
Oh goodness. That's a good question. I never know. And that's what I like about them is I don't know. Who knows? Is that creepy noise just the house, or is it a ghost? I don't know, because I also don't know what that noise is, and I don't know if ghosts exist, so it could be either or. It's very much, what is that thing with the cat in the box? The cat is
Schrödinger's cat.
Yes.
Yeah.
The world is Schrödinger's cat, and I have no clue.
The world is full of mystery. If you did hear the creepy thing, would you be inclined to investigate? Or are you like, no, I'm staying in bed, it covers on?
Sorry, I had a bad joke. I was about to be like, well, I'm mixed. So part of me is thinking, what is that noise? And the other part of me is thinking, hell no.
I am also mix, different mix, but I was like, no, I get that.
Yeah.
I get it.
The
I
white
know which
side
half is
wants to
dying
be-
first.
Yeah, the white side wants to be like, what is that weird noise?
Yeah,
And the
I'll
other
be
side,
fine.
yeah, and the other side is like, nope,
I'm gonna
nope.
perish. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Um, this is actually a good segue into what is the first time, if ever, you felt represented on screen?
Ooh, that's a really good question. When was the first time I felt represented on screen?
It could also be like physically, emotionally, like, family wise. It doesn't have to be.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of them. Well, not like a lot, but I just mean like in my head, I'm trying to think of some. I think because I've been talking about her so much lately and like the memory of watching her, but like Aaliyah in Queen of the
Oh,
Dance,
very
really
fitting.
big one.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So like lookalike wise, I mean, she looked amazing, but in the terms of, seeing someone that was a little bit more like lighter skin like me on screen, that was a really big thing. But I also remember it's kind of what drove me into acting is I'm a lot more of like a dramatic actor. I'm just dramatic in general. But when I was younger, I was going through a lot of like mental health stuff, like I started to get depression and anxiety, and the conversation wasn't that heavy in the public about what these things are. And so I didn't know what was going on with me. And I just remember watching, there was, a few different movies that were a little bit that kind of discussed that. And that was like a really big thing for me where I was like, that's what this is. That's what I'm feeling. And I didn't feel so like weird or, this feeling of, how people are like, but everything's like, you're young and you're healthy and you're this and you should be happy. And you're like, I know, but I'm not.
Right.
And so it was just, I guess for me, there was a few different movies that I just remember watching that kind of hit on some of those that I was like, oh, that's what this is.
And like gave you a language in order to help identify when,
Yeah.
before having access to like the DSM, whatever,
Yeah, exactly. Or to have, so many people on social media, being like, oh, I also go through this. Like no one really talked about that very much. And so that was, when I would just watch these like art house movies and stuff like that, I'd be like, oh my gosh, like I find it like I kind of, that's me. Like I get that now.
Thank you so much. Congrats on the show. So nice to meet you.
Thank you so much. It was so nice talking with you.